Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here with you Sunday night. Sit down with Heather just to let you guys know. Same time next week, no difference. But we're changing things up. We're changing up the name of the Sunday night show. We're going to instead call it Beating with Besties, and I'm going to have different members of the community on with me. They're going to show a design. I'm going to kind of interview them, talk to them, get to know them a little bit. Sorry. To help you all get to know them a little bit, because there are so many of you in this community that are so talented. I just can't, I have to. It's just what I got to do it. So let's say hello to everybody. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Amy, who's in the living room working on the beadbox while I'm doing this. That's why she's not on with us. And because what we were originally going to do fell through at the last moment because of things completely out of our control. But we're here. So hi, Tammy and Chris, Laura, Brandy, Michelle, Beth. Hey, Beth. Evan, Kim Evans, Caroline, Tina. I'm so excited to see you guys all. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to teach you how to do a very easy knotted earring. And then I'm going to show you a variation that has no knots that will come out the same, as well as a vegan option for the exact same design. So I'm going to show you how to do this design, the same design, 3 different ways. So it'll be quick, easy, and I hope you guys really love it. These are great earrings to throw together. And if you want to set up a booth at your farmer's market, now that we're getting into spring, or maybe some other craft fairs, things of that nature, you guys are completely good to go. Sorry. My lips are horribly chapped. We were at a barbecue yesterday and they got a little sunburned. So they're sore. So I'm sorry about that. I've been putting chapstick on them like every 30 minutes all day. So anyways, let's go ahead and go down to the mat, because I cannot wait to show you guys what we're going to do. And we're going to make this one solo layout. Okay, so this is the version without a knot, which I will show you how to do. But I'm also going to show you a variation of this design that is beautiful, that is knotted. This was the way I originally did earrings, although you can make them any size. You can make your loop any size you want. You could add more beads up the side if you so choose. You could maybe add a pearl on either side of this large hole Amazonite. That would look beautiful. If you have some larger hole spacers, or you could just use a jump ring that's just big enough to slide over your leather, and that makes a beautiful spacer. You just want to use one that isn't going to like go up and down as it sits on the leather, because it's bigger than the leather. So I can show that to you guys as an option. So I'm going to show you the knotted version first, and then we will go to the other option, as well as a vegan option. So get all of this up at the top of my little mat so it doesn't get confused. You're going to take an 8-inch piece of leather. Once you get really good at these guys, you can probably use less leather, but it's been a while since I've made this style earring, so I just wanted to be ready. So we've got our piece of leather. You're going to need a tube bead or a knotting tool, like the one with the little divots in it that we've shared in the community. Again, I can also share it again as well. If you guys would like, we can put up the link, not a problem. I believe Amy got one, but I don't know. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to one end and you're going to create a loop. And this is going to be the loop that your ear wire goes through. So, but the end loop is not going to be this big. We just have to have room on this loop in order to knot. So we're going to take a, let's go ahead and do a stack up. I have, where are they? Let's see, what size jump rings do I have right here? I need like 2.5. These should work. Let's see. Might as well do a little stack them up like I just talked about, just because it will be fun. So thankfully these are already closed jump rings. If they're not, you would want to put one on. So let's go ahead and grab one of the large hole Amazonite. We're going to thread it onto our leather. Then we're going to thread on the jump ring. You might have to go to 3mm. Yeah, I'm going to go to 3mm jump rings instead. 3mm, hello, 4, 5. 3mm. I don't believe these ones come closed though, so I might have to do that real quick. Nope, they are closed. Okay. Anyways, or you can make one using your your 6-step bail making pliers. Then I'm going to put a wood bead. Yeah, you probably want to do it with thicker jump rings. So give me just a second. Go into my wire drawer. What size is this? The one size too big. It's not 18. This one's 18. And I'm just going to take a piece of 18-inch wire. Oh, wrong scissors. Oh, I almost broke my own rule. Do you see, even under pressure, I have to go for my double flush cutters because I can't just bear to cut wire off of the spool with anything else. And then I think we're going to go, yeah, second step on the plier, guys. Go right to the end. And like I like to smash it a little bit in the box link just to give me more so that I can start it actually curved around the wire instead of having a straight piece. Therefore, I'm wasting less wire. And then I'm just going to keep coiling. Oops. And I think this is 16, not 18 gauge wire, but it's okay. And then, like you've seen me do before, I'm going to use my Xuron tweezer nose pliers to just kind of finish curving the end of the wire around the mandrel as well, because that was probably, if I would have just cut it there, that was one less jump ring that I would have had. So now I have this cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the little part that I flattened. And so then I have a flush cut there. So then I'm just going to cut the next piece of wire, cut this side flush again, flip your pliers over or your cutters over, cut it again. Do you see it? You guys, these Nip-X cutters are legit. I am so glad that Linda talked about these and that I got them, because this is 16 gauge wire and the tip is cutting it just fine. So size leather, it is 2mm. 2mm leather. You can use 1.5. You could use 1 if you wanted really dainty earrings. I mean, it's completely up to you. That's the joy of making jewelry, right? We can make things, we can see a design and change it up if it's, if something else comes to us. Like how Linda showed that one link, and then I was like, and decided no, I wanted to use the same link, but I was going to wrap around 2 complete times so that I would have a wrapped loop on one end and a simple loop on top that was as close to a wrapped loop as I've ever seen a simple loop, because it just worked. They just work. It works together. Grab my chain nose pliers and close 2 of these very quickly. And when you guys see the effect of this, you'll understand why I decided to stop and go ahead and make these jump rings, because it's a very simple yet effective way to bring a spacer using items that most of us have in our supply. You may or may not have large hole like daisy spacers or whatever. And so then when you go to make leather jewelry, sometimes you feel limited in what you can do. And just like with the necklace that I made on my tutorial, when was that? Friday morning, I think. How I just used simple craft wire, copper wire, to make all of the components, and it works well. Oh, Samantha Latimer's one yesterday, I was blown away how simple she used those little bellflowers and ended up with that little floral ball hanging down to make it. It was so effective. It was so cool looking. I was like, holy cow, how did she even come to think of doing that? Like, I don't know. But, I hope once in a while somebody says stuff like that about me, like, wait, how did you think of that? So see how pretty those are? You have that little glint of the silver and you're good to go. Then, like I said, you're going to make a loop down here. And you need to make it long enough. So I have at least 1.5 inches bent over here. And then I'm going to put the other piece of leather there. I'm going to grab my tube bead. I'm going to wrap around once, twice. And then when I come back around, I might not have left myself enough room. I'm not doing a full knot, a full barrel knot, because you would have to cut at least another inch of leather. And the waste factor is already kind of high on this project. So I just decided to do a double barrel knot instead. So once, twice, come back around. Even if it's short, guys, all you have to do is push it in and then kind of follow the tube bead through. There it is. And then you're just going to tighten down your knot. You don't understand why that's like that. Hold on. What happened here? I think I did something incorrectly. So I don't want to wait to try to figure this out. I'm just going to go ahead and fix it and do it again. I think I'm going to turn it this way so that the leather's over here and easier for me to do. once, twice, and then we're going to go into the tube bead. We're going to push it through the knot and pull it out the top. And you're just going to pull it as tight as you can. And then this is where you start to make adjustments. So if I want this to be the loop to be a little bit bigger, I can pull on this side. I don't know why that's not working. I don't know what just happened with this knot that I can't sit here. There we go. I'm pulling the wrong knot. That's why. So then you just figure out how big you want your teardrop. Sorry guys, if that was confusing. There we go. And then you're going to go in and you're going to cut off both sides of the leather. Make sure not to cut any part of your loop. Most of you, well, some of you know what I like to do. I don't like the Sharpie method of hiding the cord ends. I feel like it came off on my son's arm one day when he was wearing it in the rain. So instead, I go in with my thread burner, which I don't seem to have here at hand like I should. I apologize. And I use my thread burner and I just touch the very ends of this. And I like to say we're trying to tan it, not burn it. But then you can take your ear wires. And for this one, I'm just going to use oh wait, that's not going to work. That hole's too small. It's too big. You guys, I'm sorry I'm a little scattered today. We literally found out 2 hours ago that what we thought we were going to be doing today wasn't going to happen. Neither of us were very happy about it, but I apologize if I'm scattered. Anyways, so I'm going to make an eye pin using my second step since I need the hole to be big enough to go around the leather. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it all the way at the 6th step, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a neck this time. See, just to make sure that it fits around properly and face my loop the right way. And then come around with the ear wire to make my little loop. I'm definitely going to want to use my block to harden the wire. Turn it over. Do the other side. I'm going to go ahead and give mine a little kick today, and I like to do it right at where you hit about the middle of the loop and then just bend it out. And then I like to keep the little kick out part very short, like 2 millimeters, and that's all. And then you're going to open the loop on here. This is gold wire, not silver, my bad, but there you go. You've got your earring right there. Now, if you're not confident with knots, you can take a 4-inch piece of leather and create the same thing. But for this one, I'm just going to put a pearl on it so you guys can see that you don't need anything extra. This is a great design in and of itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the gold, and it's going to be one of the cord ends that has a little loop on it. And I'm going to slide it on, and I'm going to show you guys how easy these cord ends are to close. First, I want to make sure that my loop is the size I want it to be, and it is. So again, I'm going to use my needle nose pliers. My other go-to is, the tool that I like to use for everything. But you're going to take your needle nose pliers or any chain nose pliers, and I just start feeding it, pushing it until whatever end wants to go underneath goes ahead and goes underneath. And then I just slowly kind of rotate it around because I don't want to completely flatten this. I want to try to keep it as rounded as I possibly can without like marring the wire. So then you're just going to go in. I'm going to go ahead and use my flush cutters. I'm going to cut right at that metal. If I can without cutting the loop. We did a lot yesterday. You guys wouldn't believe everything that we did. It was so awesome. We had a family barbecue. Then we went to Bernie's, but didn't get to do as much shopping as we wanted for reasons. But then Cindy, West, Amy, and I all went out to one of my favorite restaurants. It's Mellow Mushroom. It's a pizza place. There it is. I like to keep the flat side facing front rather than where the little dimple is on the back. You can decide which you prefer to do. But because this doesn't have to go around the leather, we can use my favorite little ear wire, put the ball all the way down, wrap it around till it touches the other side of the wire, pull it off. And this would fit around the leather as well. So I could have done this rather than making my own. I could have just used this. But there's the little loop. I'm going to have the loop facing away from the 6th step. Straight on. And then I'm just going to round it. And there it is. You can put a little kickback on it if you want to. But I don't think it's necessary. And then because there's a ball on this, obviously this isn't going to be able to go over that way. So instead, no, this way. Sorry. I was trying to make sure which side I'll use. And you're just going to slide it down. And you're just going to have to open this up. Let it drop into place. Close it back. And I still put it on backwards. But there you go. These earrings, literally, once you get it all fixed, it's such a quick and easy. I want to turn it around so you guys can see it with the flat part real quick because it's so beautiful that way. And again, I'm going to burnish the ends of this leather using my thread burner. I just obviously, I know it's right here. And I'll probably find it right after the live and I'll be like, see guys, told you, here it was the whole time. Quick, easy, put them together quickly, especially if you have all the ear wires made ahead of time. You just go assembly line style. There you go. Now, if you want to offer the same option to customers who may be vegan. Where did my cord go? Right here. I hardened this hemp ahead of time. I'm going to go ahead and cut it at an angle. All I did was put super glue on a bag. And then I put the cord ends in, folded it in half, squished them around, and let them dry. I used, and you guys are going to see my dogs. Someone got a hold of this. But I like the Gorilla Glue because it dries so quickly. So quickly. It's great. But so we're going to do a vegan option by using this cord. So again, all you're going to do is let's use the Amazonite again. And then I'm going to use the hardened end as the one that knots, but I'm going to just flex it a few times so that it's not quite so stiff from the glue right there where I need to work it. But we're just going to make a little loop right like that. We're going to turn it over like we did on that one. Grab the barrel knot tube. Wrap it around twice. Tuck it into the barrel knot tube and let it follow you through. There it is. Try not to pull out your other loop cord. And pull this tight. Oh, I pulled it wrong. You guys, I don't think this is my night for knotting. I don't know why. It's just I cannot get my hands to work right, and it's just frustrating me and making me feel silly. You can absolutely do this with cord. Let me try it with this cord that I did. We're going to go ahead, and I don't want to use I most certainly do not want to use a cream pearl because that will show so bad. Here, I'll just use the blue one, even though it's a little. Okay, push that down into place. Leave enough of an end to fold it over. Take the other cord and the 2 bead and do barrel knot once, twice, 3 times. We can go ahead and go around this one 3 times quite easily. We're going to push that through the 2 bead. There we go. Even if you have a customer that's not vegan, say they can't wear heavy earrings, something like that, this is a very light version. So that has the full barrel knot. I'm going to pull the little tail right here to close up the loop a little bit more. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut my ends. I literally made this earring 5 times when I was not on camera. So I don't understand. In order to make sure that this knot does not come undone, what I like to do with leather, cord, whatever, is take the GS Hypo and actually push it into the knot itself and then squeeze, because then all of the glue is going inside rather than on the outside like that. And I know that it dries clear and everything else. Come on, you're right there. I know that it dries clear and all of that, but the other method is just another way of doing it. But then you have this little cord cord earring, and you can, this is 2mm cord. And if you wanted to go down to 1mm cord, you absolutely could. You could take like taking the hemp, and you could do double half-inch knots around wire and form it into a hoop. Maybe I'll have to show you guys those another time. But here we have our little earring, and I'm just going to make a little loop again. I'm going to go on the 5th step this time around. I don't think it needs to be as long. There's our ear wire. And because this one is cloth, it will fit over the little ball very easily. You're going to close it up. Yay, I did a knotted earring on camera. Woohoo! It really is a very easy but effective, cute little earring. And obviously you can add other beads and spacers and whatever it is that you want to do very easily. You can use large hole beads. If you have a collection of like the larger hole beads, I cannot think of what they're called. The ones that have the metal ring inside and then there's glass around the outside, those ones would be perfect for this. Absolutely perfect. You could go up a couple sizes in leather or cord. It's all there and good and ready to go. Okay, let's see. And you guys, this is all something that you should have in your stash other than the macrame cord. But if you're thinking about getting in or following along with any of my macrame projects, this is just shows you another way in case you get into it and may or may not enjoy it. Then you can still use them for making jewelry. Gina, Sam's Bead Shop has the Amazonite. He had terminated quartz large hole beads, and he has sodalite in these large hole beads. If you go on Amazon, you'll find them everywhere. That's where I got these large hole pearls. They were very reasonably priced. They were just on Amazon. And they were very easy to find. You just search for the large hole beads. I happen to have quite a few just from past projects. You can use wooden beads, which oftentimes have larger holes. That's a really tiny earring. That's like a kid size hoop, but and then you just use things. You can also find metal beads that have silicone in the middle. And if I had those on here, it would keep the beads where I want them. They wouldn't be able to move around like they are now. You could also stick a little bit of glue inside the bead and let it dry, and then it will stay where it's supposed to. But you guys can make these up so easily. So quick, so easy. If you wanted to do something Use connectors. These are so easy to make, quick and easy earrings for craft fairs. You literally hook this onto your earring hook up here. You do a quick and easy, let's use, this is 20 gauge. Yeah, 20 gauge. You just grab some 20 gauge wire very quickly. Wrong cutters. You just make a very simple, you can either do a knotted head pin. You can do a quick and easy, what are you trying to say, Heather? Yeah, you're going to want some kind of head pin that has the flat bottom, which I have right here. There it is. In a way, this is really good that you guys get to see that I do this. I'm going to be doing a fundraiser for people with Durkheim's disease. We're going to announce it on Durkheim's Awareness Day, which is April 4th. But I could really use your guys' help in more than one way. I'll just say a little bit about it now. I would like people, if they are able and willing to do so, to create a piece of jewelry, send it to me, and then we're going to pick a date and we're going to do an auction for of all of the pieces of jewelry, and all of the proceeds are going to go towards Durkheim's research, because right now there just isn't any, you guys. There isn't. Their website literally says your doctor has probably never heard of this, so print out this package and take it with you. A couple of Christmases ago, I woke up completely and painfully paralyzed on my right side and had no idea what was going on. And I was in the hospital for 17 days. They did a bunch of MRIs and CAT scans, even though I told them what it was that I had. And I heard doctor after doctor tell me, I don't know what that is, but that's not what's causing this. I don't know what that is. But that's not what it is. My husband printed out the packet, brought it in, several copies. Every nurse that took care of me took it. The ultrasound tech took it. The people who were doing my CAT scans and MRIs took the packets. And I still like to take those packets anytime I go to a new doctor or a new appointment. I give them stuff. I give them copies of that packet so that they can be educated on this disease, especially every time I go to my primary care doctor. She has another student learning. So I always take a copy and tell them, this is something you should read up on. So it's so important, but when I refused to let them continue to do MRIs and CAT scans, because I knew they weren't going to find anything, and knew they'd already done them multiple times and they weren't finding anything. So they finally released me and said, you're going to have to do this outpatient then. I went home and was in pain for 5 days till I couldn't handle it anymore. And I went to a different hospital, and that hospital listened to me. I said, I think it's something in my right buttock that's causing it. I feel a lipoma there. And they were like, well, why do you think that's what's causing it? And I said, well, because if I press on that area, the pain shoots down my leg. Okay. They went and did an ultrasound, and they found that I had 3 jelly bean sized lipomas that had completely compressed my sciatic nerve. So, they got my pain under control, made sure that I had an appointment set up to go and see surgeon who had already removed one of my lipomas. Got that all set up. It was out, and that's what I'm healing from still. That's part of what still causes me pain, is that right leg. So that's what I'm going through. So there needs to be more research, though. And more doctors and medical staff need to learn about this. It's also considered that it's probably very underdiagnosed. But so that's why I want to do this research. So we're going to announce it on April 4th, at which time I will set up a P.O. box or something in the meantime between now and then, or just put my address out there. And if you guys wouldn't mind sending pieces of jewelry, or if you have a special strand of beads that you wouldn't mind auctioning off, something of that nature, I would really appreciate if you guys would help join this. And I'm going to talk to my friends. I'm going to talk to people like Becky, who I know will want to help because she's amazing like that, and others, and ask them to contribute. And I would like the auction to be simultaneously streamed on multiple different channels all at the same time, so that as many people can see it as possible, and go from there. It's not anything, whatever, Rosanna, whatever kind of jewelry you want to send. If you are known for your circlets and want to send one of those, that's great. Anything you guys want to make and want to send, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm probably going to give 2 weeks from the 4th, so that would be on the 19th. So we'll probably, it just depends on what day that is. Here, let me go ahead and finish this up just so I can show you guys. I'm just going to do a quick and easy, simple loop, and then I will put it back on my face so I don't feel like I'm talking. You guys are just staring at my hands the whole time instead of seeing me. So I'm just going to, oh, look what I almost did, you guys. Glad I caught myself. I need to put the little link in the loop, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And then you can use anything to make it. You can use a head pin, a ball pin, or an eye pin to make that earring very simply. Ear wire just like that. Though when you use this, you need to grasp it and flatten it out so that your loop is facing in the right direction. These are really good ear wires. Oh, my loops are going the same way. Can't have that. That won't work. Go ahead and finish this up. And then you're going to want to use something, an emery board, whatever you have. I have this little rotary tool that I got for very little. I think it was less than $20. And you're just going to file down the edges until they're smooth. And you've got a quick and easy pair of earrings to sell at a farmer's market, a craft fair, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off of solo screen. Hi, everybody. Okay. So yeah, we'll do a more formal announcement on April 4th. It's something that's obviously near and dear to my heart. This is a progressive disease, and it's not being researched enough. In fact, Amy and I talked about this last night. So today I sat there and I took 2 hours to fill out a whole thing about Durkheim's and what I've gone through since I've been diagnosed, what surgeries and or treatments I've tried. Did they work? Did I get any relief? Da 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 da. And I went through all of it. I have already signed up. Like my family, my husband know that when it's my time to go, I want my body donated to medical research so that they can continue to research this disease that I have. So that hopefully next generations are able to have more relief. So you have a rare disease too. Yeah. Caroline, February is actually Rare Disease Awareness Month. In case you didn't know that and wanted to do something like this as well. It's near and dear to my heart. It's hard. Kim, you're a rookie. Don't care. If you want to participate, I'd love you to participate. If you're not wanting and if you donate a piece of jewelry, guys, we will say who the jewelry is from. We will share a link. If you have an Instagram account or an Etsy account, a YouTube channel, if you send a piece in to be auctioned off, include all of that information on the card. What metals were used, what gemstones, all of that kind of stuff. Include it on there, and then include a link to your site, and it will be shared at the same time as the auction. That way, you guys will benefit from this as well, though I know you guys don't need to or want to, but just so that you know, there is a way to do it. So Amy and I are going to sit down and type out the wording and get all of that right, so that I can send it out to those in the beading community and ask them to help as well, if they're able to. And yeah. Oh, Beth, please do, my dear. You guys, she had never done herringbone. She is doing it beautifully. So good. So, yeah, not anytime soon, Cindy. I have a beautiful granddaughter I will want to watch for years to come. But yes, she did beautifully. Do you care if I show a picture of your beautiful herringbone? Because it is beautiful. And she watched a few of ours different things, and now she's doing. Do you care? It's okay. They're beautiful, you guys. Look, she wasn't able to do this a week ago, and look how gorgeous they are. You guys, any of you can do this. Any of you. It takes practice. Memory recall is difficult for me, but I just practice over and over and over again. That's how I learn the links, the beautiful links that Samantha and Linda do. I sit there and I do them over and over and over again. And so it's so easy, you guys. All of these are techniques that you can learn. If it's your passion and you enjoy doing it, this is your stress release, then do it. That's very sweet. Yes, Rosanna and I both did. And so did Sparkleys, Gina from Sparkleys. She also did a herringbone video. I believe it was all last week. I did it on Monday, I think. Rosanna did hers on Thursday or Friday. And then Sparkleys and or Gina did hers that weekend, I think. So all in a week's time. We just all happened to do it. And then Randy from Thunder Horse Descendants did as well. So there was a lot of herringbone videos. They are all a little bit different. So take the time to watch them all. If one version isn't working for you, or you're just not getting it, move on to the other. Beth actually took a variation of mine and Rosanna's and put it together to make those stunning herringbones. So it's okay to do that. I'm going to be doing like some how-to videos, you guys. And I will say that in every single one, watch multiple people do the same skill, because one is going to click with you. One of them, you're all of a sudden going to be like, oh, I get it. Just like when we were kids and learning those hard mouth problems and couldn't get it. And then all of a sudden, somebody, your friend, your mom, your dad, another math teacher, whatever, shows you the way that they do it. And all of a sudden it clicks, and it's so rewarding when you realize that you have mastered a skill or done a skill for the first time, whatever you want to call it. It's the best thing. Mine lately, you guys have seen it, twisted wire. I finally figured out how to get it in the drill bit just right so that it would twist, and so I could do it on my own and not need my husband here in order to like hold the drill while I held the other end of the wire. I figured out how to do it very easily so that I can do a whole wingspan by myself. So you guys can do it. And it doesn't matter what school you're at. I don't have everything mastered. I do not know how to, all the like intricate wire wrapping and stuff. That's difficult for me. A lot of it's because of the memory recall issues that I have. So it's just because it seems to like the wrapping seems to change every step. And so it was just wrong. Oh, Kim, thank you. You're such a sweetheart. Yeah, it's easy. I try to show you guys under the camera. I know that it's not always easy. I sat here and messed with the drill and wire until I figured out how to do it to where it would show up on camera so that you guys weren't trying to look at it from a vertical. I think that putting it down horizontally made it easier for you guys to see the process. But it's quick, easy to do, and now you're not having to pay for twisted wire. You can do it yourself because it makes it hard. And yeah, you have to make the little knot at the end and actually stick it, something that the drill bit can grasp onto. That I was like, whew, come on. Why won't this work? And so I would just like gnarled it up till I had something. And first couple times still didn't work because I hadn't twisted it as well. And so one was still coming out or breaking off separately. And so it just took a lot of finagling, and it took like 3 or 4 hours one afternoon until I had figured out a process that I could do very easily. I could do comfortably, and that I felt confident I could show you guys how to do it. And if you didn't see it, well, that's not the one I made on camera, but I have 2 of them. Heather, you have to put your camera back up. Sorry. This is the necklace I made on my on the TT Trinkets and Treasures the other day using all copper wire. And I made like these links, which are a variation of something that I've seen Linda and Sam do. It's literally an 18 gauge piece of wire with a simple loop at both ends and twisted wire wrapped around it for that. And then around the beads, I literally used twisted wire, wrapped it around an 18 gauge piece of wire, pulled it off, cut it every third spiral. And then I also made some twisted wire jump rings using the first step of my plier. And it gives it the look of having either a bead cap and or a spacer bead on top. But I was able to make all of these components, and the reason I did it was because I wanted to show you guys that even if you're just starting out and don't have like the stash some of us who have been doing it longer do, there are ways for you to do different pieces of jewelry. All of this was made with 18, 24, and 26 gauge copper wire. And I made this shape because I was inspired by these at Sam's Speedbox. These were in the March version of Sam's Speedbox. And I loved like the curve and everything. And so that's how this came about. And I just wire wrapped this stone around here and then connected this stone using one of the twisted jump rings so it blends right in. And when I hammered this down, it created just enough of a hole that I could stick my pliers in and make a hole that the twisted jump ring would fit in. And now I'm able to dangle the star cut moss agate stones with. So, and if this is too much, I did this one it's just wrapped around there and then wire wrapped in the middle. In order to keep it in place, I just twisted the wire a couple times on the back so that it stopped popping out of the circle enclosure. But yeah, and I made the clasps. So there are sets of copper wire that you can find on Amazon. And here, let me see if I can pull it up really quick just so I can share the link with you guys real quick, because it's a great set. And you get 4 sizes of copper wire for a very reasonable price. And then I believe, yeah, this one. Here we go. Ooh. Let me get the link and I will go and pop it up in the comments real quick. And there you go. That's the link. You're going to get 18, 20, 22, and 24 gauge wire. And then you have all the sizes you need to do this. If you wanted thinner wire, they have another version that is 24, 26, 28, and 30 gauge. And again, it's like $20 for the 4 spools. And so there you go. Oh, great, Randy. Okay, good. In case everybody, I hope that it means that there is good news and her grandmother is doing well. So she thinks she's going to be home tomorrow for her bead drop on morning coffee. So there you go. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being patient. I appreciate that you guys are interested in helping me with this fundraiser that I'm going to put together. You guys are a wonderful community. And I want you guys to know, like, I truly love you guys. You don't understand. Like, you guys mean the world to me. I consider you all family, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If there is ever any way that I can assist you in something that's important to you so that you can raise money for a cause that's near and dear to your heart, please let me know. I'd love to help in any way that I can. But anyways, guys, I hope that you all have a great rest of your night. That you have a wonderful week, and that I will see you again very, very soon. Good night, you guys.